We're gonna bring this whole place down.
This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer Reaction. What I'm looking at today is the official trailer for The Institute, which revolves around a young person who is a genius, and he wakes up in this place called The Institute. Now, he doesn't know how he got there, though he notices that the other young people in this place are similar to him, and they apparently have abilities, whatever that means. Though that's not the hook for The Institute. What is that it was written by Stephen King. And I can't speak for you, but I'm frankly getting tired of Stephen King adaptations. And that's not to say he's a bad writer. I don't think he's a great writer, but he's not a bad writer either. But there's a laziness on the part of Hollywood where all they see is Stephen King. Now, name recognition is important, and most people will recognize his name as opposed to someone like Graham Masterson or Bentley Little or even Peter Straub, who wrote The Talisman with Stephen King. The only writer who I think in terms of notoriety would be comparable to Stephen King would be Clive Barker. Beyond that, no matter how many books a genre writer manages to sell, they will likely never approach the popularity of Stephen King. He is evergreen. His star never seems to wane. It is a peculiar thing. And as I said, I'm kind of done with it. I just wish they would look elsewhere for inspiration. In any case, let's look at the official trailer for The Institute.
There are things going on that you would not believe.
Your brain and what it can do is a gift. God knows it didn't come from us. See how far it can take you.
Welcome to the Institute.
Have we been kidnapped?
They call it recruited.
Who's they?
Congratulations
For
for being here.
my parents? Do they know where I am? Are they alive?
Of course. We're not monsters. Without our work, the world as we know it would cease to be. It's my responsibility to see that that work gets done. So it will get done.
What exactly is our work?
Just tests, mostly. It feels like a nail is being hammered into your forehead.
But we're all kids here.
You're not kids. Not here. Stay away from there.
It's a research place.
There are things going on you would not believe.
So, smart kid, how do we get out of here?
We only get one shot. We don't have a lot of time.
I'm gonna find a way to help us all.
Sometimes you win by showing you're still willing to fight.
We're gonna do more than that. We're gonna bring this whole place down.
Well, that was the official trailer for The Institute, and it's essentially the X-Men. Maybe slanted more towards horror, but still, it's the X-Men. If you've seen that movie, you've seen this movie. It is not unusual. That being said, what's interesting is that the executive producer of this is Stephen King. Now, it's worth repeating that executive producer can mean a lot of things. It could simply mean that since it is based upon his book, it was something that was written to the contract. It doesn't have any meaning. It's just a title. A profitable title, but a title nonetheless. Then again, it could also mean that he's overseeing everyone else on this show, which is to say, under Stephen King, you have producers, you have directors, and so on and so forth. And he's helping to shape this final project. I suspect it's more of the latter, if only because if you look at the movies that are based on Stephen King books, you don't see him executive producing them. And in fact, beyond writing the books they're based upon, his name doesn't turn up at all, typically. That he's listed as an executive producer, at least to me, tells you that he's going to come in and do more than just collect a check. Though what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Drone's Reaction. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like, follow, or buy me a coffee. Peace.